Well, a new exhibition is highlighting the experience of Asian Australians who have been subjected to racist abuse during the COVID-19 pandemic. The project, entitled #I Am Not a Virus, is giving 68 artists of Asian descent a powerful platform to tackle hurtful stereotypes.
Completely covered in personal protective equipment, Andrea Srisurapon takes centre frame, her audio-visual piece reflecting how she felt when she was attacked with a racial slur.
Somebody made a remark about how they hoped that I wasn't bringing COVID into the country.
The Thai Australian artist says her abuser mistook her for a Chinese person and blamed her personally for the pandemic. Her piece questioning the false narratives that underpin such beliefs.
Asians are perceived as yellow and yellow skin, and as I take off the COVID gear, I'm actually not of yellow skin, I'm of olive tone.
The series of exhibitions will give 68 artists an important platform
to speak from positions of power on their own terms and to create the work and the conversations that they want to create rather than them being the subjects of those conversations.
And it was a call out for victims of racial abuse to share their stories that inspired the artwork, with the hope now that it will start a broader conversation.
Encourage Australian audiences to think about what it means to be Asian Australian. How can we rewrite the narrative for ourselves?
Jin Lau was spurred on to create this comic strip to critique the media's coverage of race issues. The young artist stunned by how a COVID-19 related hate crime was covered in the mainstream media.
They actually did the same thing as the assailants by assuming they were Chinese, but they were actually Singaporean and Malaysian. And I only found this out by looking up Singaporean and Malaysian news.
He says media outlets are unfair when deciding on who gets to have a voice.
A lot of the time, the victims don't get a voice. Like, they report the incident, but the victims themselves is just mostly a statistic.
But some works also evoking powerful cultural joys as a counter-narrative to dark and hurtful stereotypes. Dozens more projects are set to be displayed at multiple venues across the country in the coming weeks. Dom Kvukovic, SBS World News.